For the cheapest coins with fast delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins, and use code SWIFT at checkout for 20% off.
So Swift family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 20 video on the channel. And in today's video, I've got a lineup update for you guys. I'm basically going to be going through my team on offense and defense and talking about the players, whether I like them or not, whether I'm planning on any upgrades. And I'm also going to go through my chems and abilities so you guys can get some suggestions there. If you're thinking of putting abilities on your cards or your position, you can see what I've got on it and kind of replicate that on your own team. Now, before we hop into the video, I am thinking of doing a double upload today, so if you guys want to see a second video going over some budget beasts, because these are going to be more high-end cards, if you want to see a video going over some budget beasts, drop a like on the video, drop a comment as well that you would be interested in that, and I might get that out for you guys later tonight. Also, just want to thank you guys again. I feel like I've been saying this in every video, but we've just been growing so fast the last couple days, and I'm super appreciative of that. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that sub button and join the family before we get to 50,000 subscribers, and if you have already subbed, thank you so much for all the support, and hopefully my videos have been helping you out, maybe giving you some entertainment while we are all in this quarantine period. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video, and let's start it off with the offensive side of the ball. I will start it off by going over my chems really quickly, and then what I'll do is go over each of my players at each position and talk about any of them if I have abilities on them. So starting it off, I've got West Coast on basically every single player on my offense except for my running back and fullback. The reason for that is I feel like West Coast gives a really balanced amount of boosts. You get catching, you get catching traffic, you also get throw under pressure, short route running, and you also get some stuff for the offensive lineman as well. So I really like West Coast. Definitely a tough decision for what to do with your chems on offense, but West Coast is what I ended up going with, and then I went with zone run on my fullback and both of my running backs. That gives us a carrying, run block, spin, and juke boost. So that's what I'm doing with my chems on offense. You guys can make decisions for what you would like to do, but I really like putting zone run on my fullback and running back. That's like a guarantee, and then you can go with like West Coast, go deep, whatever you want on the rest of the team. So let's start it off at the quarterback position, and I still have Steve Young as my QB, the absolute GOAT. He's sitting at 90 speed. All of his throwing stats are incredible, so the throwing stats are definitely up there. And Steve Young, honestly, I don't have a reason to change. The only reason I would change is so I could get a quarterback that gets Escape Artist and Hot Route Master, and the only quarterback that gets that right now is Michael Vick. So I'm kind of just waiting for more golden tickets to come out, and then I'm probably going to end up switching to one of those, but I don't really see a need to switch to Mahomes or Cunningham because they're not really going to get me better throwing stats or really much more speed, to be honest with you guys. So then moving on to my abilities, I've got Bazooka. I changed from Gunslinger to Bazooka just because I've got a few more one-play touchdowns in my arsenal. I also have Dashing Deadeye and Escape Artist. These two are some musts. You guys basically have to get these if you have a mobile quarterback. And then I went with Identified for my last one. I was kind of up to Identified or Gunslinger. I just like being able to see where my opponent is before I actually snap the ball. That way, if I'm running, let's say, like corners, or I have like a read on one side of the field and the other side of the field, I kind of know before I snap the ball which side of the field I want to read first. So Identified is definitely super helpful for me. And then of course I've got Brawler on my cards as well. Also just want to mention I am in Raiders Playbook. I would definitely recommend Raiders. It's a really solid book. Now moving on to the running back slot, I have Saquon Barkley. For me, it was up to Saquon Barkley or Barry Sanders, but I actually don't use an ability on my running backs. Instead, I've got two on my wide receivers. The reason for that is, or I'll get into it in a second, but Saquon Barkley here is who I would recommend if you're not using an ability on a running back. If you're using an ability slot on a running back, then go with Barry Sanders because you can get human joystick. But again, he's going to be up to 99 speed for me. His agility and excel are down a little bit. That carrying is up to 99. As you guys can see, the stats are all looking nice. He's got, 99 carrying again. As we take a look a bit further down, 97 juke, 96 spin, and 90 stiff arm, 85 ball carrier vision, and solid elusiveness. Now, Barry's got a little bit better elusiveness. So again, I would probably rather go with Barry if you're putting an ability on him. If not, I prefer the Saquon card. Now, moving on to the wide receiver positions, we actually did just pick up Tyreek Hill, and I did just end up getting Torrey Holt up to a 99 as well. So that's going to be our first new 99 on the team. We'll take a look at his stats. they're incredibly glitchy. He's going to be at 99 speed and basically 99s across the board when it comes to route running, 99 catching. The catch in traffic and spec catch are also incredible, and I will quickly just go over his abilities for you guys because I do have an ability slot on Torrey Holt and on Calvin Johnson. Now, the reason why I have that is because I don't have a hot route master quarterback, so it's very important to me that I can get route apprentice and be able to put my wide receivers on corners and stuff like that, because based on the offense that I run, there's a decent amount of corners that are involved with it in the Raiders book, so it's really helpful to have a route apprentice on my receiver. So first off, route apprentice is absolutely a must, especially if you don't have a hot route master quarterback. Then I have post flag elite, which is also a must. This is going to give you basically amazing catches. Basically, if your wide receiver touches it when he's running a post or a flag, he's going to catch it, and when he runs the route, he gets crazy good cuts. Now, Streak Specialist is another one that I like. The reason for that is, let's say your opponent's coming out in like mid blitz or something like that, and he's pressing, you can just blow by him with a streak, which is actually kind of an annoying defense to run against sometimes. So I put Streak Specialist on him just in case my opponent's pressing in man. And then Grab and Go is also a really good ability. I don't really know how to swerve catch, so you know some people who can just swerve and then catch a corner and get down the field really quickly. I actually haven't learned how to do that yet, so I've got Grab and Go on him, so I don't really have to worry about that. He's going to turn up field, and he's going to be really fast. He basically seems to have like human joystick after the catch. Now, moving on to the other side of the field, we have 98 overall Calvin Johnson. Again, he's got crazy glitchy stats. He's all the way up to 99 speed. His route running stats are a little worse than Torrey Holt, but he's going to be a bigger receiver. And again, just going over his abilities, I have the exact same ones as I have on Torrey Holt, except I don't have Grab and Go on him, so it's going to be basically the same thing. Now, Tyreek Hill, I did just pick up as well. His card was super cheap a couple days ago, so we got his card with 99 speed, and he's going to have also 99 acceleration because I didn't put Brawler on him because there was no need, and then he's also going to have a really high stats when it comes to route running and agility and stuff like that. So Tyreek is definitely a guy that I was a huge fan of. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on the offensive line. I did just pick up Randall McDaniel, but what I'm going to do is kind of talk about what I look for in offensive linemen. At both of my tackle slots, I do like to have someone with higher pass blocking, and then my center, I like to have pretty high awareness, and then for my guards, I kind of just look for a balance of run blocking and pass blocking. So that's basically it. Not going to overview the offensive line too much because I know a lot of people probably aren't too interested in it. Now, moving into the tight end position, I do really like both of these tight ends, and they actually both play a solid amount for me. So Darren Waller is the first card. I was actually thinking of putting an ability on him, but I did not. As you can see, we've got him all the way up to 96 speed, 98 catching, 98 catch in traffic. The route running stats are good as well, and the run blocking is also pretty solid. So Darren Waller is a great card. He actually catches a lot of balls for me. I run like a post, and then I run my wide receiver on like a hitch, and he gets open against a lot of zones. So Darren Waller is a pretty good card. And then Mark Andrews is a crazy good tight end too, with 94 speed, 97 catching. The short route running and medium route running stats are great, and the run blocking is also pretty solid, to be honest with you guys. And you can actually get his 96 for free and get his power up done for pretty cheap. So Mark Andrews is a pretty good option. I would recommend you guys definitely pick him up on your team, because for me, if I didn't have a God Squad, he would be a starter and he would be a really good player for me. So that's it for the offensive side of the ball. Again, my abilities are on Calvin, Steve Young, and Torrey Holt. I run West Coast and I run Zone Run, and I also have the Raiders playbook. Now, moving on to the defense, this is the prize possession. This is where we definitely have spent the most amount of coins, and we have a few 99s to overview. So quickly, what I want to do is just go over my chem. Right now, I'm just running balanced defense. I'm thinking of switching to lockdown and pass rush, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I just need to make sure I'll be able to get 30 out of 30 for both, and if I can, then I probably will make the switch, but I have not done that yet. I still really do like balanced defense, and I know a lot of people can't get 30 out of 30 on both, so balanced defense is a really good option. Now, I also am running Miami playbook. Miami playbook is really versatile. You could also run Green Bay playbook. It is also pretty solid, and I have my abilities on Pat Tillman, Aaron Donald, and Jadeveon Clowney. So let's start off with the defensive line with 299s that we just picked up. Or I didn't just pick up Aaron Donald, but I just picked up me and Joe Green. First, I'll show you guys Aaron Donald's stats. He's basically juiced. 88 speed, 91 excel for Aaron Donald is really quick. Plus, he's going to have basically 99s across the board when it comes to strength, block shed, power move. His finesse move is almost up there as well. The play rec and the tackle are incredible. Aaron Donald is definitely the best right end in this game, and I would recommend everyone pick him up. Now, moving on to the abilities, this is actually where I had a bit of a tough decision. Firstly, I went with Unfakeable, just because there wasn't any really good slots here that I could go with, which is actually pretty annoying. So I'm thinking of taking my ability off Aaron Donald, and I probably will do do that if Lawrence Taylor gets a new card. Then I also have Pass Rush Elite and Run Stopper. These two are some musts. Pass Rush Elite and Run Stopper are super good. Inside Zone stuff is also a really good ability, but you guys will see what I have on Clowney because he gets some pretty juiced abilities. So yeah, I also have Brawler on my defensive side of the ball. It gives me strength and speed, loses out a bit of agility and acceleration, but I'm fine with losing that for the +2 speed boost. Now moving on to Mean Joe Green. He's also going to be juiced up there with 99 strength, 99 block shed, 98 power move. He's also got 84 speed, so he's pretty quick, and he's going to be able to definitely play some solid run defense for me. I usually only have one defensive tackle in the game, so moving on to DeForest Buckner, he doesn't really play a ton for me, but I believe I actually got this card for basically free by doing one of the master set methods that I used to talk about, or that I talked about on my channel in the past. He's gonna have 92 strength, 94 block shed, and 99 finesse move, so a pretty solid card, definitely not as good as Mean Joe, and he doesn't really play a ton for me. Now moving on to DeMarcus Lawrence, this card is actually a little bit underwhelming, just because his other card I played with earlier in the year was so good. This card doesn't play great. He's gonna have 98 block shed, 99 finesse move, 86 speed, and 90 acceleration. So it seems like his card should be really good, but to be honest with you guys, he just doesn't play too amazing for me. Now let's move on to the linebacker spots, where we have Shazier and Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis doesn't play a ton for me unless I'm in my run D, but Shaz is gonna play a lot and have in like sub packages and stuff like that. So he's gonna have 97 speed and 93 zone to go along with 89 hit power. He's usually my user, so that 97 speed is absolutely clutch. And then instead of having Patrick Willis in, if I'm in a sub package, I usually put in Jerome Baker, and this guy's also crazy. 96 speed, 93 block shed is serviceable in run D, and then 99 tackle and 96 play rec are also awesome, and he's also going to have a really high zone coverage, so if I'm not usering with him, I don't have to worry about him, because if we scroll down here, you guys will see that his zone is all the way at 81, which is pretty solid to definitely be able to play and not user with. Patrick Willis is a solid card. I just feel like he's a step slow now at 95 speed, 91 excel, so again, just a couple steps too slow. I feel like he doesn't get there in run defense sometimes. Let's say they're running a stretch and I kind of penetrate with him. I can't really keep up with the running back and then make a tackle in the backfield, which is annoying. So Patrick Willis, not a huge fan of his card anymore. Now moving on to the Clowney card, I will usually play Clowney in run defense if I'm in 3-4. So he's on the edge if I'm in run defense, and then if I'm in any other formation, I submit its defensive ends, and I'm probably going to pick up Lawrence Taylor and do the exact same thing, so Jerome Baker doesn't need to play in run defense. But looking at these stats, he's got 95 speed, which is just insane. 95 speed for a right outside linebacker. He gets glitchy animations because of that, 98 block shed and 99 power move as well. The strength, the play rec, the excel, they are all there, and the abilities are what makes this card an absolute glitch in my opinion. So let's go over those abilities really quickly so you guys can see what I am running on him. So to start it off, we have Run Stuffer. I told you guys Run Stuffer is a really important one. Pass Rush Elite I also have on him, same as Aaron Donald. I have Edge Threat as well, and then Inside Zone stuff. Inside Zone stuff I think is a must. He gets really good animations against stretch. And stuff like that, and then Edge Threat Elite is also a pretty solid one, I want to say, because again, he's usually rushing off the edge, and he basically just gets really quick pass rush wins when you combine Edge Threat and Pass Rush Elite. So yeah, that's basically what I have when it comes to abilities on Jadeveon Clowney. He's an absolute tank, and I'm a huge fan of his card. Now let's move on to the cornerback position, because again, we do have some new 99s as well. We have a ton of new 99s we added to the team. On defense alone, I added Mean Joe, Jadeveon Clowney, Jerome Baker, and Byron Jones, so definitely a few 99s to show you guys here. But starting it off with Byron Jones, he's gonna have 99 speed, 97 excel, 98 agility, to go along with basically 99s across the board at jumping, zone, press, and then the man is really up there as well. This card plays pretty well for me. I see him playing really well for other people, but I mean, he is a solid card. I wish he would play a little bit better for me, but I mean, I probably just need to put him in better positions, and he'll be able to make the plays. He does make some crazy jumping picks on corners, like you don't think he's gonna make the play, and then the jumping just comes into effect, and he's able to make a crazy catch or a crazy deflection. Now moving on to Kyle Fuller, I actually am really a fan of this card as well. He's again going to be sitting at 98 speed and 99 zone. The press isn't as amazing, and the man coverage isn't amazing either. Thinking of maybe changing him out, but I don't think I'm going to yet. So Kyle Fuller, definitely a beast, but I would probably look for someone that I could get to 99 speed with a bit better excel and agility, but we'll see what ends up coming out in the near future. Definitely still a fan of Kyle Fuller, but I honestly feel like I preferred Tre'Davious White over Kyle Fuller, who I had on my team before. Now moving on to Denzel Ward, I really just have Denzel because of the crazy acceleration, speed, and agility. He's going to be blitzing for me a ton, or I man him up in the slot. So he's got really good press and man, which is exactly what I needed. The zone isn't amazing, but he doesn't really play too much zone for me. And then again, the speed is great because he's going to be humming on some blitzes for me if I'm in like big time 146. He's usually going to be blitzing. Same with Night Trade Lane, he's usually going to be blitzing as well. And he's got 95 speed, and he's also got some really good hit power and solid block shed, so that's pretty good. In case he does get caught up on like a running back or something, he is able to get off the block there. But Byron Jones, I'm a big fan of. Denzel Ward also plays good when I put him in coverage. And let's move on to the safety position. We will start it off at the free safety slot. This is actually one place I am looking to upgrade, but I just keep on looking at Sean Taylor's stats, and I'm like, damn, he has crazy good stats for a 97 overall. 97 speed, 97 hit, and 95 zone are crazy. I wish he had a little bit better play rec, and I wish I could get the excel and speed up a tiny bit more, but hopefully they drop a new Sean Taylor card. I know Calvin is getting a new card, so we will see how it all shakes out, but Sean T, a pretty solid card. Now moving on to my safety position, I have an ability on Pat Tillman, and I'm not really so sure how I feel about it. I'm not a huge fan of the card. He's only got 90 excel, 97 speed, so he's not crazy fast. The hit power in the zone are nice, but again, I don't know how I feel about putting an ability on Pat Tillman. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it. I'm definitely looking for a new strong safety that can be like kind of someone I can put an ability on, because I definitely like having ability on 2 pass rushers, and I'll probably end up putting an ability on Lawrence Taylor. If he ends up getting a card, I'll probably end up getting it. Now moving on to my final player, this is Jamal Adams, and he does play a ton for me. He's basically playing more than Patrick Willis, I want to say, and he probably honestly plays more than, who else does he play more than? More than Jerome Baker, I want to say, as well. So Jamal Adams here is going to have 96 speed, 99 hit power, 96 zone, which is all really good stats, honestly comparable to the Pat Tillman. And yeah, that's basically what I do for the video. I had a lot of players to go over in this video. If you have any questions about any of these cards, you're thinking of picking them up, leave it down below in the comment section, and I'll be able to tell you how I think they play. I'll just go over my MVP on offense and defense. I want to say my MVP right now on the defensive side of the ball is probably going to be Aaron Donald. He makes crazy plays for me, or Jadeveon Clowney. Both are 2 really glitchy cards. My least favorite is probably Pat Tillman, and then maybe I'm also not a huge fan of Patrick Willis as well. Now on the offensive side of the ball, my MVP is probably gonna go with Calvin Johnson or Torrey Holt. They honestly both make crazy good plays for me. They make a ton of crazy catches, and I'm definitely a huge fan of them. Now my least favorite player on the offensive side of the ball, that is a pretty tough question. I would probably have to say Saquon, maybe, just because I'm looking for an upgrade of running back a little bit, but Saquon's a really good card. I don't know that I've got a least favorite player on offense. It was Randy Moss, and then I sold him because he just kind of sucked for me, honestly. Didn't make any catches on the sidelines, got pretty bad animations over there. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, drop a comment if you want to see another video today, and until next time, fellas, I'm out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.
So swift out.